So you've seen those do-it-yourself estate planning ads online, or maybe even an ad that's advertised for $99 you're going to get a complete estate plan, or even an AI writing robot that's going to write you a complete estate plan. And it sounds very appealing and cheap and quick, but I think a lot of people don't realize what major dangers come with do-it-yourself estate planning. I'm attorney Anastasia Fainberg here with Legacy Law Group Colorado, and in this video today I'm going to lay out why the major dangers of do-it-yourself estate planning, the costly mistakes that are going to cost your family a lot of time and money, and then also the ways to avoid it. And I'm also going to share a few tips with you at the end of the video, so stay with me. Let's start with the appeal. A lot of those cheap do-it-yourself estate planning things promise that it's going to be pretty fast, convenient from the comfort of your home, and only for a fraction of a cost of working with an attorney. But here's what a lot of people don't realize is that a document alone is not going to protect you. None of those automated AI templates, whatever you call it, account for blended families, probate avoidance, estate tax and capital gains tax considerations. They also do not go through your financial situation and give you specific advice as it relates to your family. They also cannot account for out-of-state properties, business entities, LLCs, rental properties, and other things like that. And those things, when they're not handled correctly, it's a nightmare, and it can cost your family thousands of dollars and years of time to correct your mistake. I'm going to give you a real life example. We had a client with the do-it-yourself plan that she did online, and it was actually a trust, and she paid close to $1,000 for the online wizard to help her create a trust, but it was never properly funded with any of your assets because an online do-it-yourself thing is not going to do it for you. So she never retitled any of her accounts or her home or anything into the trust, and guess what happened? Her family ended up in probate upon her passing, and they had around $18,000 worth of legal fees and about 2 years worth of probate. And during that time, they actually also had to pay a private investigator to locate some of the assets, because nowadays it's really hard to get into your assets because everything is Face ID, Touch ID protected, and nobody gets paper statements anymore. And sadly, this happens all the time. Do-it-yourself estate planning never works. Here are the three biggest legal risks for do-it-yourself estate planning. The first one being that some of the documents can be completely invalid, such as you may not properly draft, notarize, and witness them, and that is very state specific. And a lot of the online databases, they have the general guidance for state law, but none of the specifics. Outdated language. State law changes, and if you're using a wizard from years ago that nobody updates, it's just an automated app, they will likely give you something that's very outdated and very simplistic and generic. There's also no customization. If you have minor kids like I do and you want to stage out the distributions and make sure that they're not just getting into all of the trust money and getting it all out at 18 and blowing it all at expensive cars and toys, you want to provide for a level of customization, and no AI robot's going to give you that because they're not human and they cannot understand the human aspect of estate planning. So what should you do instead? You should work with an attorney, and I know it's going to cost more than online estate planning, but how much does peace of mind really cost to you? I would say it's priceless. Haven't seen what some of our clients go through when their loved one passes away without a valid estate plan has been so eye-opening, and it just reinforces the value of what we do because it breaks families apart, it results in huge waste of time and money, and it's just not overall a legacy that you want to leave behind. So in a proper estate plan, you should have your estate plan as far as what happens upon death. You should have your incapacity documents. You should also try to avoid probate as much as you can, depending on the state where you live in. You should also be appointing guardians for your minor kids if you have minor kids, and not just the long-term guardians, but also emergency guardians in case of a car accident or something like that. You should also have an inventory of all of the assets that you own so that the trustee or whoever is going to be next in charge knows exactly what's in your plan and how to access all of that. And it also should include your power of attorney, healthcare directives, directive about how many days you want to be on life support and things like that. So you have to plan for what happens during life as well as after death. So you have to get ongoing guidance from the attorney that drafted the documents for you, because nobody dies the moment after they sign their estate plan, so it will likely go out of date and you will need to create updates. And so staying in touch with the attorney that created the plan for you gives you that peace of mind that you're going to adjust your estate plan as you go through life and things change for you. So now that I've convinced you that do-it-yourself estate planning is never going to work, you should go ahead and schedule a free consultation with me so that we can go over exactly what should be included in your estate plan and how you can protect yourself and your family from costly mistakes. And if you want to know about the number one estate planning mistake that a lot of people make that costs them hundreds of thousands of dollars, be sure to click the link to watch my other video that talks in detail about that.